I know somebody just got pissed off by the amount of gunshots, but welcome to Femininity. I am Malo, and let's break down what we got on deck. We are discussing the Batman debacle, Matt Reeves, universe within the DCU, the inner workings of all of this crap. Who will be Batman, Robert Pattinson, or that buff Alan Richardson man, or Glenn Powell? It gotta be somebody, right? What is interesting is I get most of my tidbits come from Twitter, and I kind of dive deep. I was doing some investigative journalism, shout out to me, and the person that quoting is this man named Joshua Horowitz, and he's like one of these reporters that be on the sidelines of like red carpets, and he released his Matt Reeves report from the MTVU. He kind of cleared up a lot of internet misconceptions, and he is locked in. And when I'm saying he, I'm saying Matt Reeves. He's watching YouTube clearly based off of the answers he gave, and I think it's pretty interesting. People don't really shout out the original reviewer. Wrong button, right button. So shout out to Josh, and this is the investigative journalism that he found. He speaks on Robert Pattinson being the Batman of James Gunn DCU as well. Let's see what he said about that.
Obviously, he talked about, letting you do your Reeves verse on his own. And I did ask him, have you contemplated recently?
And he's talking about James Gunn. He did a previous interview with James Gunn. Let me stop pausing. I know y'all hate that.
Integrating Rob into the DCU. And he said, they've talked about it because you talk about everything.
Sure, yeah.
What's your attitude about that at this point?
I mean, it really comes down to whether or not it makes sense. And, I think what's been great is there was really a kind of a story that I wanted to tell, we're calling the epic crime saga and all of that, which is the thrust of what we wanted to do. And it's been important to me to be able to play that out. Yeah. And, James and Peter have been really, really great about that, and they're letting us do that. And, what the future brings, I can't really tell you. I have no idea right now, except that my head is down now about getting the Batman Part 2 shooting and to make it something really, really special, which of course is the most important thing.
And if they decide, we really want Rob to be our DCU Batman?
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see where that goes.
Fair enough. I won't put you on the spot anymore.
So off the rip, how he answered that lets me know that I'm using my comic movie internet intuition. He has no control over that. All right. I think it's really a James Gunn decision, Robert Pattinson decision, and whatever creative forces behind the scenes that can logically explain why Robert Pattinson universe is the same universe that we see Superman flying around town in, right? And that is very important because it leads me to the next thing that this interview really debunked, which is who will be the villain in Batman Part 2. Verbatim, the internet's golden champion for Batman Part 2 is Frozone, kind of led by multiple YouTube movie channels like 3C Films. He had a segment about this 3 days ago about those rumors. Also, I think my boy John Campea was also leading the charge on that. Even like 2 years ago, John Campea was talking about Mr. Freeze and Batman sequel, and he's big time, you know what I'm saying? He big time YouTube, he got locked in. He's over there in LA rubbing shoulders, So where there's smoke, there's fire. But this is what Matt Reeves, the director, said about the Mr. Freeze rumors.
How tough has it been to figure out your main villain? There have been a lot of rumors lately. I've even heard Freeze as a potential villain.
I can't answer anything that you're going to
But by now you've determined who the bad guy is.
Yes, of course.
Here we go. Lock in.
I think that the story is a continuation in a certain way and completely different in another, and is going to show different sides of Rob. I mean, I think it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really cool.
Do you pay attention to the rumors out there? Because there are new rumors every single day.
He talking about y'all YouTubers. He talking about me. Like and subscribe.
You just kind of look at them casually and go like, oh, is that what they think now? Oh, interesting. Okay, but it's, you just got to put your head down and do what you do and try and do it as best you can.
Let me calm down. I get too hyped. I get too riled up, okay? If they do decide to do Mr. Freeze, right? First off, it can't be that version of Mr. Freeze. That got doggone old school Batman and Robin crap. Get that crap out of here. He gotta go meta. And the only reason Mr. Freeze could work for this Part 2 Batman is if they decide to bring Robert Pattinson into the current DCU with the Superman that we are expected to see this year. We know that in that universe where Superman lives, there are multiple metahumans, multiple variation of powers, or how people grab and contain power. So Batman Part 2 can be the introduction back in the day. They got to do a time jump. Robert Pattinson cannot be the same. Like, the age of Robert Pattinson in that world does not seem like the same world from Superman. So it does not make sense unless they do a time jump and this meta human crave that took over mankind could like actually work. And Batman is like one of the first humans to be interacting with these metahumans. I'm more interested on how the heck Superman world got to the point that it is based off of like the history of humans. Like, how are humans over here got Green Lanterns? We got people dressed in bats. We got Superman coming from outer space. We got Godzilla walking around. We got a whole bunch of junk going on in the Superman trailer. I want to see the origin of that stuff. I don't want to like just say, it's a superhero movie. It makes sense. I want to see the science behind that. And Mr. Freeze, Batman Part 2, him like analyzing Mr. Freeze. How does he have this condition that caused him to be able to live in sub temperatures? He has the power to like freeze things. How do I combat with him? And I'm just a mere human with a lot of special gadgets. It's a lot that they can do in that, and I would be excited. The only thing I don't like about this interview is this.
Thoughts on other spin-off series at this point for Zoe, for other characters?
I mean, look, I would love to do more, but I think right now the thing that we're really focused on, obviously we're talking about doing the second season of the Penguin, but my big priority is to get the Batman 2 shooting and going, and then it'll be exciting to see where we'll go from there.
And last
Pause. So we already got it confirmed. I don't know if y'all been under the rock. The internet is saying Matt Reeves and the powers that be are excited for the season 2, but in that interview, out his own mouth, he's saying he's only focusing on Batman Part 2. So who the heck is spearheading this Penguin season 2? It is clear as day that this might be a money grab, and it's a story that's not needed to be told. And God forbid that it happens. Hopefully someone is truly inspired by season 1 and knows the perfect story to tell next in the Penguin mythos. But yeah, that part right there kind of threw my vibe off. And somebody's talking about a Catwoman series. We don't need that trash. We don't need it. But then again, Matt Reeves' universe is very exciting, so I ain't gonna lie. I would hit the button, but I think this is the end of the video.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!